So I noticed that students struggled mightily on the identification of vocabulary when they need to figure out the slope. That really stopped them from performing well. However, I know they can do slope problems. They got a 93% on a problem in the last assessment that was just finding slope. But I also noticed that some students had the right answer, but really didn't know how to grid it for the SAT.
Okay, so let's tackle the grid situation first. How do you want to approach that? Do you need to teach it differently, or do you need to get them to practice it more?
I know on the simpler things that we just need more at bats using the actual grid. I mean, we can't miss questions that we know just because the kids don't know how to bubble in the answers. So I think we're going to do more gridded problems on do nows next week. Then I'll collect data to make sure that the answers are actually improving. That's more logistical, so I think I need to dive into how we get students to be doing better with those complex vocabulary problems.
Okay, so it seems like for vocabulary at least, just having them practice more in the same way isn't going to work here. So what do you want to adjust in your instruction when you try this again?
The first time around we went straight discussion standpoint on it with no homework lead-in about vocabulary. I just assumed they would pick it up by doing the problems like it.
So how will you integrate vocabulary more when you do it this time?
Well, do you think that'd be a good idea to have them take the vocabulary keywords home the night before, and then let them work on them with simpler problems? I think that would build some confidence to make the keywords more concrete.
Okay, yeah, I mean, I think that would definitely be a good start to build a foundation, but then how could you help them really hammer home the vocabulary when you're in class?
I mean, we already had similar problem sets that aligned with the test, so we could just give them again and have more practice.
Yeah, but I think if you just do it the same way, though, it's going to be pretty likely you'll get the same results. So how could we approach it a little bit differently in a way that requires students to incorporate vocabulary in their answers?
I see your point. I noticed the top member of each group seemed to be the ones getting the question right on the quiz. That kid was always the top data. Maybe I need to change who I'm taking the answers from.
Yeah, I think that'll be helpful for sure. You could also, I think, be listening for use of the vocabulary during work time and then require it for a correct answer when students share it. And I think that way you'll know that they're applying the vocabulary to the concepts they'll need to make sure that they understand the problem.
Yeah, you're right. I haven't been doing a good job keeping track of whom I've been calling on the last couple weeks. I was really thinking we were going to crush this problem because I've been getting such great answers in class. So I think maybe practice needs to change in terms of marking down who I'm calling on in each group.
Yeah, I think that's solid, but again, I want to bring you back to the vocabulary. How do you see that fitting in?
You're right about that too. I need to be the person that holds that to the highest level. And so doubling that up with calling on the struggling students, making them have really good vocabulary, is going to help develop everyone in the room.
Great, so let's get this stuff into your plans for next week. We've got time right now, so that way you don't need to spend more time doing it tonight or over the weekend.
Good plan, let's go.
Yourself to the test and show us the passage of time. We're gonna need a montage. Take some montage. Show us things happening at once. Remind everyone of what's going on. Every shot show a little improvement to show it won't take too long. That's called a montage.
Wow, what a great use of time. I feel really prepared for next week.
That's great. Let's see how students do with these changes when we analyze the standard again on the next assessment in a couple of weeks.